everyone, Miss Toni here from the Discovery Center. Did you know that we have a preschool classroom here at the Discovery Center? So if you're not already enrolled in preschool, go ahead and go onto our website and get enrolled into our fall program for 2021. So our book today is The Pow Pow Fish, and it's written by Deborah Diesen, and the pictures are by Dan Hanna. Deep in the water where the fish hang out lives a glum, gloomy swimmer with an ever-present pout. I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a clam with a wide winning grin and a pearl of advice for her pail to take in. Hey, Mr. Fish with your crosstown frown, don't you think it's time to turn it upside down? Says the fish to his friend. Nice thought, Miss Clam. I hear what you're saying, but it's just the way I am. I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a jellyfish. He floats through the ocean, his tentacles all trailing in a gentle locomotion. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your daily scaly scowl, I wish you wouldn't greet us with a grimace and a growl. Says the fish to his friend. Mr. Jelly, I agree. I'd like to be more friendly, but it isn't up to me. I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes a squid, quite a slender, squiggly sight. She is squirmy, she is squelchy, she is slightly impolite. Hey, Mr. Fish, you kaleidoscope of mope, how about a smile, a little joy, a little hope? Says the fish to his friend. Mrs. Squid, I would try, but I haven't any choice. Take a look and you'll see why. I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Along comes an octopus with 8 great arms, covered on the underside with tiny sucker charms. Hey, Mr. Fish, let me tell it to you straight. Your hulky, bulky sulking is an unattractive trait. Says the fish to his friend. Mr. 8, my chum, with a mouth like mine, I am destined to be glum. I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Now along comes a fish in a silent silver shimmer. This gang has never seen before this bright and brilliant swimmer. She approaches Mr. Fish, but instead of saying hey, she plants a kiss upon his pout, and then she swims away. Mr. Fish is most astounded. Mr. Fish is just aghast. He is stone-faced like a statue, but then he blinks and speaks at last. My friends, says Mr. Fish, I should have known it all along. I thought that I was pouty, but it turns out I was wrong. I'm a kiss-kiss fish with a kiss-kiss face for spreading cheery cheeries all over the place. So I'll smooch, 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 smooch. The end. Thanks for joining me. All right, everyone. Our book here is Caps for Sale. and it is about a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like any ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, bunch of brown caps, bunch of blue caps, and at the very top a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight as to not upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps. That morning, nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town slowly, as to not upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. This is a nice place for a rest, thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so to not disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hands to feel if they were straight. First he checked his own cap, then he checked the gray caps, then the brown caps, the blue caps, then the red caps at the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. Then he woke up. He was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own cap. I wonder what happened. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in back of him. No caps. He even looked behind the tree. No caps. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? On every branch there was a monkey. On every monkey was a gray, a brown, a blue, or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. And finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking his finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both his hands and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only looked at him and shook their hands, going, "Tss, tss, tss." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. So he stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. But then, each monkey pulled off his cap. Quick, take your caps off. Let's find out. And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. Look at all those caps coming down. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and at the very top, the red caps. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. All right, this book is called Giggle, Giggle, Quack by Doreen Cronin and Betsy Lewin. Farmer Brown was going on vacation. He left his brother Bob in charge of the animals. "I wrote everything down for you. Just follow my instructions and everything will be fine. But keep an eye on Duck. He is trouble." Farmer Brown thought he heard giggles and snickers as he drove away, but he couldn't be sure. Bob gave Duck a good long stare and went inside. He read the first note. "Tuesday night is pizza night, not the frozen kind. The hens prefer anchovies. Giggle, giggle, cluck." 29 minutes later, there was a hot pizza in the barn. Do you eat pizza in the barn? Do animals eat pizza? Bob checked on the animals before he went to bed. Everything was just fine. Here's the next note. "Wednesday is bath day for the pigs. Wash them with my favorite bubble bath and dry them off with my good towels. Remember, they have very sensitive skin. Giggle, giggle, boink." I don't think my pigs would go in the bathtub. Bob had all the pigs washed in no time. It's a nice bubble bath. Farmer Brown called home on Wednesday night to check in. "Did you feed the animals like I wrote in the note?" he asked. "Done," replied Bob, counting 7 empty pizza boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. "Did you see my note about the pigs?" "All taken care of," said Bob proudly. "Are you keeping a very close eye on Duck?" he asked. Bob gave Duck a good long stare. Duck was too busy sharpening his pencil to notice. "Just keep him in the house," ordered Farmer Brown. "He's a bad influence on the cows. Giggle, giggle, moo, giggle, oink, giggle, quack." Next note. Thursday night is movie night. It's the cows' turn to pick. Giggle, giggle, moo. Bob was in the kitchen popping corn, just as the animals settled in to watch the sound of music. The phone rang. The only thing Farmer Brown heard on the other end was giggle, giggle, quack, giggle, moo, giggle, oink. "Uh-oh. Duck!" screamed Farmer Brown. And Duck's note says, "It's for you, Bob." I don't think Farmer Brown's too happy. Looks like he's coming home from vacation. Thanks for joining me. All right, Miss Toni here again. This book is Go Away, Big Green Monster by Ed Emberley. Big Green Monster has 2 big yellow eyes, a long bluish green nose, a big red mouth with sharp white teeth, 2 little squiggly ears, scraggly purple hair, and a big, scary green face. But you don't scare me, so go away, scraggly purple hair. Go away, 2 little squiggly ears. Go away, long bluish green nose. Go away, big green face. Go away, big red mouth. Go away, sharp white teeth. Go away, 2 big yellow eyes. Go away, big green monster. And don't come back until I say so. The end. Thanks for joining me.